Welcome, Sioux Nation, to the SportsCentral, a show where we discuss today's sports world from a Christian perspective. I'm Andrew Baxley.
And I'm Isaac Tassie. Today we will be talking about all things sports. Let's get started.
As teams navigate the intricacies of player acquisitions and financial constraints, the league's landscape continues to evolve. Let's dive into the past to understand how these critical components have shaped the competitive nature of the NFL.
The National Football League free agency period is one of the most important times of the year for players and teams alike. It's a time when teams can sign players to contracts that give them the best combination of talent and value, while players can use the period to seek the highest salary and the best teams to play for.
Like the Steelers, where they want to build to the draft and keep their team young, then they aren't going to go for as many free agents. I think the reason that the draft is so important.
It has been a constantly evolving system, with the NFL introducing free agency in 1993, followed by the salary cap in 1994. The salary cap has become an increasingly important tool for teams to manage their financial resources, while free agency has allowed teams to more effectively build their roster.
For some teams, it means that they can continue to get better players. Some of these teams will want to try to focus on the future, save their money now so that they can use the max later, and just try to focus on draft picks.
The imposition of a salary cap in the NFL has led to an increase in players' salaries and the overall quality of the league. This has given free agents more options and the ability to sign contracts with teams that offer them the greatest financial stability. This is Nevin Belcher for MC Swoop.
Thanks, Nevin.
The NBA does not have near as much regular season ratings as the NFL or other major professional sports leagues. A lot of its fans rely on social media to get their information. Andrew Baxley dives into why this is.
One major difference between the NBA and other major professional leagues is how little its fans watch the regular season.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
The key issue behind the NBA's lack of regular season viewership is the difficulty of watching games. If you're an out-of-market fan of your favorite team, you must either purchase NBA League Pass or hope your team is good enough to play on national TV often.
If I can't, watch my favorite team, if it's like a live broadcasting, then I can just go on YouTube or maybe an Instagram pages, it's about a specific player or so.
This is the case for many fans throughout the country. Not only is it less expensive to watch the highlights on social media, it's also easier for those with busy schedules. The NBA has even recognized this issue and begun to address it with the addition of the play-in tournament to add more teams to the playoffs, the NBA in-season tournament to bring more excitement to its regular season, and minimums for its season awards so that players are more likely to play during the regular season.
I was kind of shocked. I think that it was a new module that hadn't been brought into the NBA, and it was definitely an interesting step. But also, as a Hornets fan, it gave me more possibility of going to the playoffs, so there was pros and cons, in my opinion.
This has been Andrew Baxley reporting for MC Swoop.
Thanks, Andrew, for helping us get a better understanding on regular season ratings.
The addition of a 7th seed in the NFL playoffs has brought new excitement and competition to the postseason bracket. Let's go to Isaac, who has more on this topic.
A few years ago, the NFL added a 7th team to each conference into the playoffs. But what has that meant for the teams that squeaked into the playoffs, the league's parity, and overall competition?
When the Colts made the playoffs as the 7th seed in 2020, I found it very satisfying as a Colts fan. You have these multiple divisions where really 3 teams should make it from the division. I think it's a great addition to competition, and I think it's at a sweet spot. No more, no less, right where it is.
While the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs only has 1 win in 8 attempts, that doesn't necessarily take away from the joy of making the playoffs or mean that the games were uncompetitive.
But the 2023 Packers were definitely expected to be in a rebuilding year. Don't think that the whole notion of being a 7 seed and winning for the first time in league history as a 7 seed, because I think here in Titletown, we're just looking for that next championship.
It is clear that the competition in the NFL is still fierce, and that while 7th seeds have not had a lot of success so far, maybe there is still hope. Clay put it perfectly when he said,
and ultimately more football in my opinion, is better than West football week to week.
This has been Isaac Tassie for MC SWU.
Thanks, Isaac, for enlightening us on how the NFL playoffs work. Later, we'll be talking about health after sports, but up next, we'll dive into the funding of Division I and Division II programs. We'll be back after the break.
Red light?
What red light?
Do you think you may need to pull over?
We are a mile away from my apartment. Let's just get back and it'll all be okay.
Don't fuss at me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What if the cops come?
The great state of South Carolina thinks I'm such a great driver. Okay, let's see.
Caleb, the wheel!
This is what winners are made of. This is what leaders are made of. This is what scholars are made of. This is what believers are made of. This is what warriors are made of.
While both D1 and D2 athletics offer valuable opportunities for student athletes to compete at the collegiate level, the funding disparities between these divisions can have significant implications for recruitment, competitiveness, and overall athletic experience. Join Kayla Lima as she navigates through the financial differences of Division I and Division II athletic funding.
While both D1 and D2 athletic programs offer opportunities for student athletes to compete at the collegiate level, D1 programs generally have more funding and resources available compared to D2 programs. This can impact various aspects of the athletic experience, including scholarships, facilities, coaching, and competition opportunities.
A couple of the biggest changes that I've been able to see coming from Howard as an assistant and now as a head coach. I'm coming into Southwest, and I have noticed that we need to be a little bit more intentional, especially at the Division II level, of how can we budget appropriately for each event.
Funding in athletics can come from various sources and serve different purposes within a sports ecosystem.
One thing I can say about being a Division I athlete is the competition. The competition is no joke. You know, going against schools like Alabama, Georgia, they produce a lot of great talent. Being in that Division I category, schools are typically larger, so there could be a difference in athletic and academic opportunities between Division I and Division II.
Overall, funding in athletics is essential for supporting athletes, developing talent, maintaining sports infrastructure, and promoting sports participation at all levels.
Thanks, Kayla.
D2 schools often face financial challenges due to lower levels of revenue compared to larger D1 institutions. Let's go to Luke as he will explore the impact of this lack of revenue on D2 schools and potential strategies for addressing these financial constraints.
The NCAA is in a very difficult financial situation currently where the higher level universities at Power 5 Division I schools are making profits while all the other schools are running deficits. These deficits have affected student athletes and their ability to prepare for competition.
The training room would be a lot nicer as well at a D1 school, as there are more people to be attended to, which means there are more workers there as well. And the equipment that is being used in the training room is a little bit better at a D1 school, and there's more of them. The transportation would be better at a D1 school as well. They use charter buses compared to a D2 school, which might use vans sometimes, as well as other types of buses that aren't ran through the school.
Although it can be expected that Division I students reap more benefits for going D1 than D2, it is still mind-boggling at how much a Division II school can cost in tuition and how they get less scholarship money.
Some major things would be like
At a Division One, no matter where we go, doesn't matter how close it is, we're taking a charter bus, and the whole team would be fed a meal as soon as we get on the bus. In the hotels, we only had 2 people per room, so 1 per bed, and here at SWU, we have 4 per
This has
room.
been Luke Staten for MC SWU. Back to you.
Thanks, Luke, for spreading great information regarding D2 funding. Later, we'll be talking about fair competition in sports and how a deep relationship with the Lord affects sports. But up next, we'll be talking about health after sports. We'll be back after the short break.
What if there's a place for you where your dreams and future collide with God's vision and direction, where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where servant leaders of the next generation are grown, and where your story can be written and change the course of history, where generosity is contagious and if you catch it, you just might change the world. This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life, step into Southern Wesleyan University.
I can't get it done. Oh man, hold on. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Don't even sweat.
Really? Chatty, you are the best.
I got you.
I need your help with another assignment.
Yeah, man. Like, just let me know what it is. I'll just get ready to generate some answers for you. You know.
These things all seem plagiarized to me. I think I'm gonna have to fail you.
Why fail me? I only got one friend's help on these, Chad.
ChatGPT? Unacceptable that you use ChatGPT. There's no AI in our school.
Yeah, like I still did the
ChatGPT and other AI sites are not a moral way to do your work. Have integrity and don't use ChatGPT for your assignments.
Sports injuries can have a significant impact on an athlete's mental health, leading to feelings of frustration, depression, and anxiety. Physical limitations and setbacks can be just as challenging as the injury itself. Sam has more on this topic.
In the world of sports, injuries extend beyond physical pain. They often leave a lasting imprint on an athlete's mental well-being. Athletes grapple with feelings of identity loss, sidelined from the arena where they excel and find purpose. The uncertainty of recovery casts a shadow on their confidence, testing their resilience with each setback.
8th grade summer, and I'm not sure how exactly it happened. I think when I fell and hit my knee, but I continued to play on it. Everything was good, but I went to the doctors and they said I had to tear my meniscus, so I had to have surgery. It was bad at first because I couldn't play with my teammates, and they went on trips without me, and I wasn't able to go and I wasn't able to play. And then afterwards, when I got better, like I was still frightened of tearing, cutting wrong, and hurting my leg again.
Studies show psychological responses following injury may include negative emotions, mood disturbances, feeling injury, failure-based depression, and reduced confidence.
I feel like it affected me mentally more than anything else. Like if I was driving, I would be scared to drive, or I'd be scared to play harder. Or maybe like if it was like a certain kind of crossover or something I was trying to do, I would be kind of scared because my hamstring or just moving as it would me. So like if I was on a fast break or something, I was on a dunk, I'd be scared to jump hard, I'd be scared to dunk, and I'd just try to do it.
This is Sam Woods reporting with MC SWU.
Thanks, Sam. Hopefully athletes continue to stay healthy.
Next, we have Cameron Lomax-Bird on the world of athletics, where the pursuit of excellence isn't just confined to the field, but extends far beyond into the realm of everyday life. Athletes, with their rigorous training regimes and disciplined lifestyles, often serve as beacons of inspiration for the pursuit of health and wellness.
In recent years, the benefits of participating in college sports have become increasingly evident, extending far beyond the final whistle of a game or the last race across the finish line. Beyond the thrill of competition and the camaraderie forged in the heat of the game, a growing body of research suggests that college athletes are better equipped to lead healthy lifestyles both mentally and physically long after their playing days are over. Participating in college sports fosters essential life skills such as the discipline, time management, teamwork, and resilience. These skills honed on the field or court translate seamlessly into everyday life, equipping former athletes with the tools needed to navigate the challenges of adulthood.
Now that I'm not a college athlete, I'm able to
push through really hard times, hard struggles that may take over my days, weeks, but I'm able to push through and still be productive and find self-care, find joy through hard times also.
Colleges and universities that support their overall growth of their student athlete not only produce winners on the field, but also give them the tools they need to live long, healthy lives long after the final whistle blows.
The mental toughness and honestly just putting all my faith into the Lord, because there's many hard times in sports, and just also not putting my whole identity and well-being into my sport, because there's so much more than my life than track.
This is Cameron Lomax Bird with MC Swoo.
Thanks, Cam, for this great information. Later, we'll be discussing NILs and players opting out of bowl games to enter the draft. But next, we'll be talking about fair competition and the effects your religion may have on sports. We'll be back after the short break.
I'm sorry, you take it.
No, here.
No, really, you take it.
No,
you
no.
take it. I don't need another t-shirt. It's
okay,
fine.
let's see what size it is, all right? Let's see what size. See, this isn't even my size. Here, you have it.
Well,
Except
thank you.
You got to sit with me today at freshman orientation.
Okay, what's your name?
Caleb.
I'm Abigail. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Give me my shirt. Let's go. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Where are we going?
You'll see. Up, up, up. And up.
Where are you taking me?
Alright. A little bit. Slight step. Alright, yep. And another big step. Up, up.
Where are we going?
Up, up, up. Alright.
Where are we going?
And now you may open.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Would you marry me?
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! You did so good!
I love you so much, Abigail, and I couldn't have imagined spending my life with anybody else.
I love you so much too, and I could not imagine spending my life with anybody but you. Oh my gosh, look, it's Michaela!
Hi, oh my goodness!
Wait, look!
Look at that, look at that!
Oh my gosh, congratulations!
Thank you!
I'm so happy. Do you guys want pictures?
Yeah, absolutely!
So, how long have you guys been together?
3 months.
Only 3 months?
Well, 96 days and 5 hours to be exact, but about the same, yeah.
You guys are not in love. You literally just met. How are you already engaged?
And?
Well, my father always told me, when you know, and I just know with Abigail.
He's
She's
so
the one I want to be
sweet.
with.
Caleb is very optimistic about their future together, but their future may not be quite so bright. Remember, ring by spring is not the goal. Stay safe and stay single out there during freshman mating season.
Welcome back. In the ongoing discourse surrounding gender in sports, a debate over fair competition emerges prominently, particularly in the context of transgender men participating in women's sports. Let's hear Rayvon as he has more to hear on this topic.
In today's sports, you're bound to witnessed many incredible things ranging from buzzer beaters, game winners, or records even be broken that many thought would never be broken before. But it's one thing that is more common than before, and that is cross-gender play. Many people think it's unfair competition to allow a man to participate in a women's sport.
I don't feel like it's fair, especially to women who are working hard for these opportunities. I don't think it's fair that they have men that have transitioned to women or whatever they choose. I don't think it's fair that they get the same opportunities as women who have worked their whole lives to be at this stage when they're not the same physically. They're not the same endurance, speed, strength.
In men and women's sports, studies have shown that men have a complete advantage over women. The sex difference in athletic performance, where endurance and muscle power is required, is roughly 10 to 30% depending on the event. One big story that was covered by the news is the Olympic swimmer Leah Thomas Lee is a trans man dominating in a women's sport.
With the numbers don't lie, the statistics. I mean, we never heard about him when he was a men's swimmer. And then he was just blowing everyone out of the water.
Although this is a touchy subject for everybody to talk about and voice their opinions about, hopefully the NCAA can find a way to make things fair again. This is Rayvon Allen reporting with MC Swoo. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Rayvon.
Having a deep relationship with the Lord can affect someone's athletic performance overall. Now to Ella Grace Lawton, who takes a closer look at it.
I'm here at Southern Wesleyan University softball field to see how faith can affect your athletic ability and efforts. Olivia Haig is a sophomore pitcher and left fielder here at Southern Wesleyan University and is batting with a .326 average and an on-base percentage of .891, with 84 innings pitched and 70 strikeouts. O's relationship with the Lord is very evident both on and off the field in the way she reflects Him through her actions and words.
I would say my relationship with God has helped me in softball because it's made me more confident because I can take all things to God in prayer. My favorite thing about softball is all the life lessons and all the friends I've made. When I am facing struggles, I turn to God through prayer and through worship and giving Him the glory, even when I'm in the valley, and just trust that He will get me to the mountaintop.
Having a relationship with the Lord gives you someone to lean on and turn to through the ups and downs of your athletic career.
O is very respectful, she's clean, and we get along great. I love her.
I think she works really hard. I think she always wants what's best for the team. I think she wants to win, and I think she's very competitive and strives to do better every day.
Many call softball the sport of failure, but if Olivia is any example, softball can be used as a metaphor for each of our lives. Olivia Haig and the SWU softball team are a great example of how faith can play a role in your athletics.
Thanks, Ella Grace. Having a deep relationship with the Lord is important with or without sports. Later, we will be discussing gambling and the effects sports injuries have on mental health. But up next, we will hear more on NILs and how players are opting out. We'll be back after the break.
Hi, I'm Madeline Barrett. I am a Southern Wesleyan graduate, class of 2021. I majored in media communication in a concentration of public relation. I am currently at the reserves at Lake QE here at the sales office. I work with Coldwell Banker Kane. This original position was part-time, and then my supervisor saw my resume and saw all of the things that I've done at Southern Wesleyan, including hosting a number of talk shows, creating an Instagram account for our communications department, and she thought, wow, you just have blown me away with all of these amazing things you've been a part of, and I want to offer you a full-time position here. Southern Wesleyan invested in me, and I got a return on my investment.
Located in Central South Carolina, SWU has great facilities and opportunities to offer potential student athletes.
I found my experience here at SWU to be really beneficial to prepare me for the rest of my life. Learned a lot of life lessons from this place that
I hope to carry on into a family and a career.
Interested in becoming a Warrior? Fill out your prospective sports recruiting questionnaire today, found on the recruits page at swooathletics.com. Go Warriors.
The implementation of name, image, and likeness, or NIL policies, have sparked a transformative shift in collegiate athletics, granting student athletes the ability to profit from their personal brands. This analysis delves deep into the outcomes of NIL policies, exploring their impact on athletes, universities, and the broader landscape of amateur sports. Now to Rico, who discusses this topic.
It was traditional for collegiate athletes to be excluded from receiving payment for utilizing their name, likeness, or image. The NIL rule was finally passed in summer 2021 after decades of opposition, enabling states and higher education institutions to pass legislation for collegiate athletes to obtain NIL privileges.
NIL is good for college students because students are just not coming here to go to school and play basketball, but they're also getting paid too.
NIL provides a chance for college athletes to make money not only for the schools and the coaches, but for themselves for once. With that being said, this ordeal has brought in speculation. In 2024, NIL is one of the hottest topics in the college sports community and has people wondering whether it's beneficial or not to the sports world.
I like the NIL deal for student athletes, but whenever they enter the transfer portal, I think it looks bad because they're just chasing money.
The two biggest NIL deals are hosted by Bronny James and Shedeur Sanders, combining for an estimated $10 million. With money like this being given out to student athletes, what would you do? Would you stay put whatever college you are and receive whatever money they give you? Or would you go search for NIL deals at a different school and receive more money? This is Rico Hallman for NC SWU.
Thanks, Rico.
Amidst the college football postseason, a growing trend emerges as players opt out of bowl games to prepare for the upcoming NFL draft, raising questions about loyalty to teams versus individual career aspirations. Derek Francis dives into the motivations behind these decisions and their implications on collegiate athletics and professional prospects.
Players opting out of bowl games is becoming a common theme in this era of college football. We are seeing more and more players sit out of games because they are projected high in the draft and want to avoid injury. Another reason is that some bowl games are considered meaningless with no real benefit of playing the game, as they are pretty much exhibition games.
Yeah, so I'm actually a pretty good example of bowl opt-outs because I'm a North Carolina fan. We've had two of our best quarterbacks ever, probably our best two quarterbacks ever, come through in the past couple of years. Sam Howell, who came first, he actually opted into the bowl game. He played in the bowl game. And then Drake May, a couple of years later, he opted out and he didn't play in the bowl game. I certainly understood his perspective in not playing, just wanted to stay healthy.
Most recently, we saw Florida State have 10 players, key players, opt out of the Orange Bowl and ultimately hurt FSU as they got beat bad by Georgia.
It was definitely bad for college football, but I think it was also bad specifically for Florida State. And the reason I say that is that a lot of teams have had people that are opting out or that are injured or that let's forget about this game for some of the players. And some of them, it was like, well, shoot, I'm here, I got to go play. Whereas Georgia was like, dude, we want to dominate every single time we are on that football field.
Whether we like it or not, this is the new reality of college football. Is the solution less bowl games or no bowl games at all? If nothing is done, this will continue to be an issue. This is Derek Francis for MC SWU.
Thanks, Derek, for informing us about what goes into players making a tough decision like setting out a bowl game. Up next, we will dive into sports gambling and the effects sports injuries have on mental health. We'll be back after the break.
The Media Communications program at Southern Wesleyan University originally started with only 8 students, but now has risen up to 45 majors, and it was ranked number 6 in the state as of 2020.
Here at SWU, I feel like I've been able to build a portfolio. Like, we're actually doing hands-on work. That's what I appreciate the most.
I see a lot of potential in this program. It's been good to teach what I've been taught. I think that we just need to keep buying in to each other.
Welcome back. With the rapid expansion of sports gambling across various platforms and states, the landscape of sports fandom and financial investment in athletic outcomes has undergone a profound transformation. This exploration navigates the complexities of sports gambling, examining its impact on the sporting industry and fan engagement. Zach has more to discuss on this topic.
The culture surrounding sports gambling perpetuates a dangerous normalization of betting within the sports community. When athletes witness their peers engaging in gambling activities without consequence, it can create a false sense of security. This normalization not only increases the likelihood of players engaging in illicit behavior, but also causes a rise in the fundamental principles of fair competition and sportsmanship.
According to TMZ Sports, the federal investigation reportedly concluding that Shohei Ohtani will not be charged in the gambling scandal. Instead, the feds have reportedly concluded that Ohtani is a victim of fraud at the hands of his former interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara.
We've seen recent headlines of professional athletes being accused of betting on their beloved sports. Let's dive deeper on this current outbreak.
Yeah, so recently there was a player in the NBA who was doing unethical stuff, like he was betting on his own unders, which means that he was betting on himself to not play well. And he's not a great player, so he knew going into the games that he wasn't going to play a lot, so he bet on his unders and made a lot of money doing that. So I don't think it's very ethical, and I don't think that players should be doing that, so it's important that they make laws against that.
The escalating trend of players getting into trouble for sports gambling is a symptom of broader societal challenges and systematic shortcomings within the sports industry. To preserve the integrity of our games and protect the well-being of athletes, we must address the root causes of this issue through education, regulation, and robust enforcement measures. This has been Zach Kent for MC Swoop. Back to you.
Thanks, Zach.
As high-intensity sports gain popularity, concerns about their long-term health consequences are increasingly relevant. Now to Sam, who takes a more detailed look on this subject.
Contact sports can impact mental health in various ways. While participation in these sports can promote physical fitness, teamwork, and discipline, it also carries inherent risks that may affect mental well-being.
Football, as well as other high-impact contact sports, is very, very bad for those precious, delicate organs. If you're like me, you've probably heard about CTE before. It gets brought up in conversations around football to debate helmet safety and whether we should get rid of helmets altogether. But there is so much more to CTE than what you've been told.
CTE in particular is a disease linked to repetitive head trauma, which can cause memory loss, cognitive decline, and mood swings, among other symptoms. Additionally, joint injuries sustained during contact sports can lead to arthritis and chronic pain.
Lead to short-term symptoms like headaches, dizziness, and confusion, as well as long-term issues such as cognitive decline and mood disorders. The fear of injury or the experience of sustaining repeated injuries can contribute to anxiety and stress among athletes. Additionally, the pressure to perform well, especially in competitive environments, can lead to feelings of performance anxiety and depression. This is Sam Woods reporting with MC Swoop.
Thanks, Sam, for spreading such great information on the long-term health of athletes. So, Isaac, on the topic of sports injuries, what's a time where you have seen a sports injury either live or on TV?
I mean, for me, I was a huge Steelers fan, so obviously Ryan Shazier's catastrophic injury was huge for me. What about you? Any live injuries?
It didn't happen to a player I was a fan of, but Kevin Ware of Louisville, the injury where his bone stuck out through his leg, that obviously is going to be pretty scarring for the rest of my life from Louisville in the tournament. But yeah, man, sports injuries, they're a really scary topic, especially if they're as serious as Ware or Shazier.
Yeah. I actually remember Ware's injury. I walked in to the game and it was just paused, and I came back 5 minutes later and it was still at the same time, and I knew that something was up.
Thanks for tuning in to Sports Central. We'll see you guys next week.